Right. So I am working on day 3. It's actually the 5th, but that's okay. Again, I'm not going to freak out about being not on the right day. I might do a couple today. We'll see. There's a lot going on today too. So the 3rd, tickets. So this is my base page. I did add this little quote box to this page, and it was mainly just to sort of explain that I wrote brave may be my one little word for this year. Lots of change en route, so it might be good. So just so I remember in future to be brave. Here's the page I'm working on, and it was an eco-dyed one from the flowers class by Frances Nunes. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but I think so, Nunes. And then I added a bunch of stuff. So I've got some of Dina Wakley gloss sprays, mainly in here to add some color and pop. And that was already done when I made the book. So now I'm going to add to this. And I think what I'm going to do, I've pulled out a stencil. I feel like adding some dimension, and I'm going to use the Decofoil Metallics gel. And I think it's a copper. I mean, it looks copper. It's by iCraft or Thermoweb, Age Copper. So I'm going to add some of that. One of the things I love about this is it dries fairly quickly, if I believe. I'm trying to remember all these products that I've played with for years, and I think it does. And then the prompt is ticket. So I love tickets so much that I did end up not too long ago starting a ticket box. Sorry for the ring. It's very dark here. We're about to have a snowstorm. So yeah. Anyway, so you've got that little ring glare. I guess if I angle this, I can get rid of it a bit. And I just started dropping random tickets from different, whether it be digital, some are like that's a Tim Holtz ticket set that's a digital. Oh, don't you love those poppies? I think that's the, what is it? Junk Journal Shop. I'm bad at this. I'll have to get better at writing this stuff down and figuring it out. These were stickers that I got for a present. There were just a ton of these stickers. So you get the idea. Trying to build up my ticket stockpile. So I pulled a couple. And my idea is I'm going to place them along the side randomly. So that's actually from 49th and Market. This is one of those that was in a package of a bunch of them. These are Heidi Swap, and I love these. And I do have a video coming up on these, making these specific ones. But she has many, many stamps and dies. And this is one of her more recent, as of January 2025. I think it came out in November, Stamp Society, and their tickets. And then, of course, you can add all the fun things. And I just love these. And I thought I could just put those as well because I love coffee. Cafe OK. And I love the hand, any hand. I have a million different types of hand stamps, and I like that this kind of points to this. So I kind of like that. And then, of course, who doesn't love a good, the postage stuff. So these are all Heidi Swap stamps. I've got those. And then I've got a couple that I'm working on right now, but I had shown you in the last video that I had a bag of ephemera from my mom's place, and one of them is this travel card ticket, and it's from Datchet, apparently. So I'm thinking Datchet is in the UK, is what I'm guessing, because also there's that little symbol. So I'll look it up, but I think that's what it is. So I'm going to scan this. I'm going to keep this one intact, but I'm going to scan and print that out. I'm in the process of doing that. And then this is going to be a quick one because I'm literally going to do this. Actually, I'll do that now because that way it can dry while I am working on scanning. And I can tell you about the scanning process. I don't know if people like that idea. Let's see. This is very old, so we shall see if it's still good. It's a little lumpy. Oh, it's a little gummy, but that's okay. It'll probably still work. I've had these for many, many years. And that's one thing you do need to realize with some of the, yeah, it still works, which is kind of cool because this is, gotta be, like when they first came out with it, I bought some. So it's been a long, long time. And my idea was I'm just going to do a couple of swipes. And all I'm doing is I'm pushing this through the stencil so that I'm putting some downward pressure on it. The key is you load up this part of your spatula and then just go through. But because this is so firm, it's really good with stencils because look how good an impression. That's a really good impression. I'll lift my book up. But see how crisp that is? It's one of the reasons why I love this product. It doesn't sort of smear. It holds its integrity. I think I'm going to put a little bit because I always like to do 3, right? So this is what my process is. I'm going to put a bit on. See how it's kind of gummy? I'm going to put a bit on this. And then I'm going to trickily hold it so it doesn't smoosh this down. Hope you can see that. My hand might be in the way. I'm going to put a little bit on that leaf. Yes, perfect. Love it. Now I'm going to go wash this right away because anytime you use a paste or anything like that, you do want to wash it. This is one of my, I love this product. Metallics. It's so shiny. And again, it holds its form really, really well. Look at that. And that just adds some really nice texture to that. That's actually a leaf. It's peeling up a bit, so I might want to, maybe I'll glue that down as well. So I'm going to wash this and I'm going to print out that ticket and I'll be back. So this is busily drying away. Apparently, oh, I got some extra. Bonus carnage. It takes an hour to dry, so it's getting pretty dry. But while that dries, I'll set that aside somewhere where I don't stick my fingers in it. I just wanted to show you a couple more digitals I did print out. And I'm not going to work with digitals all month. I'm in it to them right this second. These are by Pink Monarch Prints. And there is a January, so I thought that might be helpful. And knowing we have snow coming, it's like there's a lot of very cool snow. We are like snowflakes, all different in our own beautiful way. When snow falls, nature listens. So I thought that might be good coming up. And then these tickets are from Seven Plaza. So I thought those were kind of fun. You never know. I might be able to use those. And they are, let me see what kit they are for you. Okay, this was Seven Plaza and it's called Extra Large Mega Miscellaneous. And that was the kit, but look how cool those are. They printed out great. And then I also have this one from Pink Monarch, and this is from this January 2025, Blue Tulle. And I thought because there's some tickets, so I think I might cut out a couple of those tickets. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, so I'm going to cut those and I'll be right. So here's my tickets. Interesting story. This was the original. This is the scanned and printed out one. It's a completely different color. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to use the original because I do have 2 of these and I do have it scanned. I can mess around with the color later, but I kind of want the original to be in there. So I'm just going to do it. I'm just not going to overthink it. And then I'm just trying to figure out, I did distress them all with Vintage Photo. So I'm just trying to figure out which, this isn't quite dry, but it's fairly dry, almost dry. I just don't want to press too hard. And I'm just going to figure out, I kind of want this one to be on the bottom because I liked that it's pointing to the other page. And then maybe, I've also made the decision they're going to overlap, and I know that's potentially going to cause issues on the other side. And then I guess that's okay. I'll figure it out. That sounds like a tomorrow problem. I'll figure that out tomorrow. So kind of something like that maybe. Again, it's hard because I don't want to cover up the part of the fun images. Oh, I didn't realize I have two hands going on here. This guy's holding a, I don't know, a magnifying glass. So maybe I will cover up that hand. Oh, that's crazy though. Maybe I'll do it something like that. I do like the idea of them all overlapping. This is a sticker. So I'm going to start with that one, which means, of course, I'll have to somehow de-stickify the other side. And maybe I have to put some flour on there, you know, that anti-stick powder stuff. So I'm thinking I like that idea. Don't you find one of the challenges, you do this, and then once you get to the point where you're sticking stuff down, inevitably it doesn't look as good as when you started the process? That's what I find happens a lot. So this one has to go down next. I think I'll just, so I only want to put it glue on. Apparently this was the back of a pattern paper. It's kind of got some stuff going on in the background. But again, that's a video that's coming up. Making a bunch of tickets. I finished it. I just haven't videotaped the stamps that I use because I thought that would be helpful. I think that'll be good. So this was that from that Blue Digital. Blue Toil January kit of Pink Monarch. I did get some glue on the back. That's right. Okay, I kind of like that. Kind of like that. This might actually work. This is going to be the tricky one. See, part of me, this is so big, I would like it to be like that, because you still want it to somewhat be overlapping potentially. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, and again, I'm just going to do, I know. So what are your feelings towards putting real life vintage ephemera into a book? Like, are you okay with that? Or are you cringing right now going, oh my gosh, don't do it? Kind of cracks me up that under the word child, it says nil. Nil children. All right then. This was obviously die cut as well from a pattern paper. It kind of has like a hexagon blue going on there. All right, kind of like that. Try not to overthink it, which is not one of my superpowers. Overthinking is definitely a superpower, but I like that. Boy, does that have tickets or what? And then what I thought I would do, I've got my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, and I want to just put more because I love using the Tiny Attacher, but also it adds that little bit of metal element to it. Now it just adds a little something, something. So I'm just going to do it in a couple of places. So yeah, like that. Love the shiny. And as always, I feel like there's words that need to be done. And I'm thinking Ticket to Ride is the most obvious of this situation. So then the only question is, do I handwrite it? Do I type it with my computer? Do I stamp it? What do I do? It's coming up. I have to say, a lot of times when I'm gluing these ephemeras down, I like using a couple of different glues so that if one glue fails through the years, another one will hold up. I'm also tempted to drip some ink down here, but again, I don't want to get too crazy. So here we go. I got that part down. So Ticket to Ride, and then I realized, so I printed this out on my printer and then just cut it up. Then I realized, the hand points to Ticket to Ride. Or I could go there. It could also go here, but then the hand doesn't point to it, which is fine. So it wasn't the original. Kind of like that there better, but I also like it here. So, and this is where looking at your other page comes into play. The reason why I like it down here more is because I've got this here and I feel like that's very close, whereas that creates some distance. So I like that a little better as far as the whole layout goes. So I'm going to do that. And then I think what I'll do is I'm just going to stick, again, not overthinking it. Overthinking is for another day. I have to go grocery shopping. I have to do all the adulting stuff. Grocery shopping, fun. So I'm just going to do, I think that's enough. That knocks back the stark white of it all and helps it blend a little, but it still pops. So I like that. So this will be good. Get this done. So I'm really hoping I can get this uploaded. Again, we have snowstorm coming. Just, listen, I grew up in Montreal, Canada, and I had my fill of snow. So I'm not a huge fan, number one. And number two, my big thing is, please don't let us lose power. That's the only thing. And for those of you that deal with snowstorms wherever you are, it's one thing to have a snowstorm, but it's a real other situation if you lose power. Because it changes it from being this fun little, maybe you don't have to go to work. Maybe you can, enjoy the day, yada, yada, yada. And then if you lose power, though, it takes so much of the fun out of it. For sure. And I don't like being cold. I'm a sun girl. Don't like being cold. So I did kind of cover up a lot of that leaf. That's all right, I guess. I could sort of accentuate the leaf a little. Maybe not. Oh, cover up my ink pad. So this is what I was talking about. It's one of these things with the whatever flour, you put flour or something in there. And then all you do is you take anything that's sticky, like the sticker that's hanging out. And it just takes away the stick. Brilliant. I don't know who makes this. Oh. EK Tools makes it. Got it at a crop. All right. I think that's done. Is that done? I think what I might do, another favorite thing I like is I'm just going to outline it to help just make that sort of pop from the other pages that are below it. Very sketchily. This is one of my favorite pens for this, is the V-Ball 0.7. I just find this pen has lasted for years and years and years and years and years. I don't understand it. I feel like it's a magical pen at this point. And the best thing is it goes across everything. Like, this is glossy paint. It's dry. It's been dried for a long time, but it just works. It doesn't clog. Magical pen. So that's going to be it. Tickets. Ticket to Ride. Day 3. Take my little pen. Tickets. Day 3. Woohoo! And then this is what we start with tomorrow. which will be a little bit of a challenge, potentially. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.